So guys, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Just a quick update on Onana's situation around Arsenal, and then I'll speak about Emil Smith Rowe as well. To Aston Villa, there's a big update. The Arsenal have rejected 25 million pound bid from Aston Villa for Emil Smith Rowe. I don't know what Aston Villa are building, but they are really serious about the project. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Cossy. Please do make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well, and turn on the notification bell, because it really means a lot in terms of you people getting the content in time and then moving the videos to other people. It really does mean a lot. So we're gonna speak about Onana and Emil Smith Rowe in this video. Of course, it's brought to you by OneXBet. OneXBet brings you all your betting odds and all your betting games, so you can bet on any game, you can bet on any sport with OneXBet. Honestly, right about now you'll be able to bet on the Euros, but in around 1.5 months you'll be able to bet on the Premier League, Champions League, any league you want. You'll be able to bet with OneXBet. Obviously you could win some money, but the beauty with them and what I really do like about them is their bonuses. First and foremost, if you sign up, you'll be able to win up to up to $130 on your first deposit, but they also give you that 200% bonus when you sign up and give them their and deposit your first deposit. So that is how beautiful they are. They're gonna give you bonuses. You could win a lot of prizes like smartphones and smart TVs. That's the beauty with them, and I partnered with them for a couple of videos in this month, and I think in the coming one. So let us get into it. And the update is around Emil Smith Rowe and Onana. Now let me start with Onana, because that's where the focus of the video is. Arsenal have agreed terms with Onana, and the player wants to join Arsenal. After the verdict of his appeal, the two clubs continue advanced talks over the fee and final details. An agreement should be reached efficiently. Expect Onana to become an Arsenal fan. I got this from a very trusted source, very trusted source. And we have talked about Onana before. I've talked about Onana before, and I said the goalkeeping situation at Arsenal is becoming worse and worse and worse. Well, it's not clear. The margins are not very clear. Are we going back to the same situation we were in last summer? Well, I don't know. We had two good goalkeepers in Emi Martinez and Ban Leno, and then we had to lose one of them. So are we going back to that situation where Onana joins, and then you have Ban Leno and Onana fighting for one spot? Well, it would be ridiculous, because I think both goalkeepers want to be first choice. I don't think there is a goalkeeper of those two that's going to accept to be a second choice goalkeeper. Onana is just 25 years of age. Ban Leno is 29. So 29 for a goalkeeper is just the beginning. You have 6 years on your career as number one. We've seen the likes of Gigi Buffon, the likes of Casillas. You're always gonna be that fresh, even at 30, even at 31, even at 30. So for a goalkeeper, 29 years of age, your career is just in the prime. Now for Onana, it's even worse. He's one of the best goalkeepers we can talk about in the upcoming talent, because I think 25 years of age as a goalkeeper, unless you're very exceptional, you're still you're coming up. But he's a very good goalkeeper. His quality, you can't put him on the bench. He can't accept to sit on the bench to wait for Burnley to get injured or to make a mistake. So that's never going to happen. Now the problem with Arsenal, and this is one of the things I hate about this club, is we make a lot of transfer mistakes. We make a lot of transfer blunders. The first thing we had to do was to sign Matt Ryan on a permanent deal. That was the first thing. I mean, that was the first deal Arsenal had to do, and nobody was ever gonna complain about it, honestly, because you have Matt Ryan on a loan deal in January. It was all, it was expected. The player wanted to stay with Arsenal. That was very clear. You could sign him on a second on a permanent deal. He's a free agent. sign him on a free, and then at least make sure he is he is that, I give him that assurance that, you know what, you're that second goalkeeper. I was listening to Ben Foster on the United Stand, and was saying with goalkeeping, it's all about knowing that I'm number one and I'm number two. I'm number one. The manager's gonna back me whenever, whether there's a mistake, whether there's a crisis. I'm number one. It gives you that confidence, gives you that consistency as a goalkeeper. With Leno, I think he's had it for the past two consecutive seasons, but we are diluting it. And I think, if look, I like Andre Onana. I think he's a decent goalkeeper, but he has a ban until November, and the season begins in August. So you have August, September, October, November. You have 4 months without Andre Onana. If you sign him, honestly, it means Leno is gonna leave the club. And I've seen so many Arsenal fans tell me, you know what, Cossy, Leno should leave. Many people have lost confidence, and you've lost your confidence in Ban Leno, and I do understand why you've lost your confidence in Leno. I think the reason is he's been a little bit shaky. Well, that's the word. We don't need to go beyond that. I know we are critical and we've got to be ruthless, but I think he's just been shaky. Nothing worse than that. I think he's a decent goalkeeper. He's a good shot stopper. He deserves to be number one at Arsenal. Onana on the other side is a good goalkeeper, honestly. 25 years of age. You can have him for the next 10 years, honestly. I mean, that would be that would be a very prudent move. 10 years. With Andre Onana at the club, because 25, and you could keep him until he's 35 years of age. He's a very decent goalkeeper, and Arsenal will have got a very good goalkeeper. But my problem is, before I talk about Emile Smith-Rowe, my problem is, how do you handle the goalkeeping situation at the club? I don't have problems with Onana signing. I want him, get him in, but how do you handle the goalkeeping situation? We've seen United have David De Gea and Dean Henderson. They are both decent goalkeepers, but how do you handle that situation? You've seen, Henderson in goal, De Gea in goal. Now Henderson is number one. Now De Gea is number one. Now we have De Gea number one. Now it is Henderson number one. That only hurts the consistency and capability of your goalkeepers. Honestly, if you want to have that, goalkeeping quality, you've got to have that number one. Whether it's Leno or Onana, well, I don't care. I think both of them are decent. And I've seen a couple of reports that Arsenal will be taking in bids. If anything comes in with around 18 million euros or 18 million pounds, I'm not so sure about the currency, but I think it's 18 million pounds. Arsenal will be agreeing to deal, and I thought that was ridiculous, because I think if Onana, it's not because of the ban and his contract running down. Onana is around 25 million pounds, and I think Leno is a decent goalkeeper. You could get around 25 million euros in a goalkeeper like Ban Leno. So we need to get more, and it's been a problem. When it comes to selling, our players, we've never done enough as a club. We are always selling our players at below the right values. I think it was only Iwobi. And the likes of Chamberlain, but the rest of the players, we are always so awful at negotiating deals of players leaving the club. So Onana has agreed to join Arsenal. The clubs are in advanced stages, and he's expected to be an Arsenal player very, very soon. We will wait for that to happen. But I want to talk about Emile Smith-Rowe just for a minute, and I think it is a story worth talking about, but I don't want to talk about it, honestly, because I don't think Emile Smith-Rowe is going to leave. But there are reports that Emile Smith-Rowe is wanted by Aston Villa, and Arsenal just rejected a £25 million deal for Emile Smith-Rowe. Now, look, honestly, if there is a growing talent you want to see, I'm so excited about Bukayo Saka. I'm so excited about Gabriel Martinelli, but I'm so excited about Emile Smith-Rowe and what the future holds for him in store. He is brilliant. He's so brilliant. I think he's one of those players that have come into a squad at such a very young age and made an impact. It was Boxing Day against Chelsea. I'll never forget that day. Boxing Day against Chelsea, the year 2020. You'll never forget that. That boy made a remarkable impact on that Arsenal squad. Remarkable. Like I said, it was remarkable. And at times we want to feel that he can't be that number 10. Look, I want a number 10. I want Arsenal to bring in a creative midfielder. I think it shifts that pressure when you have more experienced and older players. It shifts the pressure from the young talents. Their shoulders become a little bit lighter, so they can move, they can develop, and they become better and better and better. Emile Smith Rowe is 20 years of age. In the next 3 years, I think it's gonna be a big thing at Arsenal. We've seen what he can do as a player. He's so good at stretching play. He's so good at breaking the lines. He's so good at creating chances. Well, his goal scoring abilities are questionable, but one of the things I really love about him is he's gonna move through that midfield, travel through it. He has a very good pace. He can dictate the tempo of the game. He's so good. His passing is good. Passing accuracy is okay, and his age is just so promising. Tie him down to a contract. Give him a better contract, Arsenal. Don't waste time. Look, I know Arsenal is working on a contract with Emile Smith Rowe. It's the same with Kian Tierney. It's the same with AD. I think they're trying to tie down these young players to new contracts. Make it fast, Arsenal. Our problem is we are always slow. That is it. We are always slow. We want to make things slow, and we've got to make them fast. So for Emile Smith Rowe, a bid has been rejected from Aston Villa according to my sources, and I can't disagree. Villa's so good at sporting. Look, they have taken Emi Buendia, they have Jack Grealish, they have Joe McGinn, they have players like Ole Watkins, they have spotted players like Tyrone Mings. Their squad is a product of good, excellent transfer scouting. They're so good at scouting. I mean, look, it's one of the, apart from Rossi Barkley, and I think that if they have the money, they should sign him. I think if they don't sign Rossi Barkley, that's why they're trying to get the likes of Emile Smith Rowe. But if you look at their side, the likes of Matty Cash, Villa is excellent, and I think they're put together this talent because this is not homegrown talent. This is not their own talent. They've just put it together. The likes of Grealish, of course, are players that have risen through the ranks, but the likes of Ole Watkins, first season, excellent, brilliant. What a striker they have in him. The likes of Tyrone Mings, what a defender they have in him. The moment Harry Maguire got injured, they just fit in Tyrone Mings, and I think he's a very decent centre back. I wanted him. I thought Arsenal could beat for Tyrone Mings at least, and fail. But we have decided to go for Ben White, and we'll speak about Ben White in the next video. Ben White and how close that deal is. But they're so good at scouting, and they're gonna put that pressure until you tie down Emile Smith Rowe to a new contract. So I think Arsenal act fast, get that boy on a new contract, and we shall see what happens. With Andre Onana, I think he will be an Arsenal player if Arsenal don't waste time. My name is Cossy. Please do smash the like on the video, subscribe. A lot of content is coming on the channel starting today, and make sure you don't miss. If you don't want to miss, make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you in the next one.